race fans. Very sorry I'm late. Very busy night. We just ran over a little bit in China with Smoky Pirellis, but we are here. I told you I'd make it well into qualifying. This is Late Night Racing Season 6. It's the final round. We've got just the 12 runners this evening, which is a surprise, considering it's the final round here at Bahrain. So, as we've got the 12 runners, and we're doing qualifying, let's have a quick catch-up of where we are at. Here we go.
Welcome to the Bahrain International Circuit, and any moment now our drivers will take to the track and the Bahrain Grand Prix can begin. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36 mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, and it could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakhir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix.
Boom, boom, boom. That's simple. So, just 12 runners. We are one singular cross-play driver. There he is. There is Joseph, the singular cross-play driver. 129.4 here at Bahrain. Blumchum for Mercedes-Benz. He's not for Mercedes-Benz. It's a red car. It's a Fezzer. He's in a Ferrari. 129.8 for him. Mukshmi. 129.8 for him. Also, only a couple of hundred difference there. Mad Max on row 2 alongside McShmee. That's a 129.9. With Dunners. He came into Season 7 as the reigning champion. He has finished Season 7 as the actual champion. And here are the final standings. Well, not the final standings, but that's the standings going into this race. And Dunners cannot be caught. 404 points for him, and he will be your double winning champion, back to back, Season 5 and Season 6. Moggy and Bimagai will round out the top 2. So Moggy in second, Bimagai in third place. That's your top 3. How's about that then? Moving on. That's the rest of the field. 252 from McShmee. Now, big question. You can. I thought McShmee might be able. I think he might be able to nick top 3, but I think it requires like a sort of double win in both races, the 25% and then the 50% race, and like some kind of crazy schism. Can't see it happening. No offense to McShmee, but I can't see that happening. But you never know. Blumchum could nick 4th place today, and then everyone else is as they are. Constructors' Championship. Ferrari. They're your champions. 582 points for Ferrari. That's Moggy and that's Blumchum. So all 3 champions out there today. Blumchum on pole. Joseph second. Moggy, the other Ferrari driver, on in 3rd place. There he is. McShmee just outside that top 3 in 4th. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, eh? Always the bridesmaid. That's your current standings. So we will be conducting interviews at the end of this race. Not just for the top 3 in this race, but the top 3 in the championship, including Moggy as well. If Moggy will be. If he doesn't finish in the top 3, of course, because he's one of the Constructors' Championships. So potentially, we could end up with 7 people in the interview. Because let's assume that if Blumchum and Moggy and Dunners don't finish in the top 3, we will talk to all 3 of them because they're champions. We will talk to the top 3 there. So 6 people, potentially. Yeah, it would be 6, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm an idiot. So it'll be potentially 6 people. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah. So there we go. Right. This is what happens when you're late, Andy. You get all kerfuffled. Yeah, apologies for being late. Because the race before was a sprint race, just overran a little bit. But, you know, I'm here now. And, that's the main thing, isn't it? That's the main thing. That's the reason we do this. So, where are we? We're at Bahrain. This is the final round of the Late Night Racing League. And I do apologise because I haven't changed something on here. And I should probably sort this out now. Let me do it now while we're live, because that's how I roll. I did get the new graphic for this, I just haven't changed it. But see, because I can do shit on the fly. Bahrain, boom shaker. And just like that, the thing that nobody noticed except me is repaired. Answer the postcard if you noticed what I had to change. If you didn't, then great. Let's keep it that way. So, who's out on track? Who can give us a little run through of a track yard here at Bahrain? What is that? He's going to start the lap. He's going to have to start the lap. And he's not in the pits as well, will be useful. I do actually want to see where Mr. J and Error ended up, because those two, for me, in the Haas, absolutely deserve those points, because they have stuck this shit out week after week, despite not getting great results every week. And, you know, being outside the points and, you know, have to work a little bit harder than everybody else and all that. So they definitely deserve that, constructors wise, standings wise. All that. Mr. J 16th place, Error 14th place. Decent points all for them. Not to be sniffed at. Not to be sniffed at. So looking forward to season 7 coming up. And second season is phenomenal. I just need to get the numbers up a little bit. I think there's been a little bit of issue with reliability towards the end of the season. But I'm sure we'll get this. So, what we got? We've got Blumchum on pole position. We've got a couple of minutes left. Then we'll see everyone diving out. Joseph joins him on the front row. We have 6 cars, sub 1 minute 30. 6. It's Blumchum, Joseph, Moggy, Mad Max, and Moggy on row 2. Shmee, and Ryan. I don't read his name, it's not fucking there. On row 3. 29.8 and 29.9 respectively. A glorious leader. There he is. No, this is right. He was the guy that got me involved in this and got very much for my first foray into F1 streaming and broadcasting. And this is where it all started for Black Flag. So, you know, a lot of love for Late Night Racing League. I know that now Black Flag got a lot of F1 stuff, but there's a lot of love for LNR, because this is where it all started for Black Flag. This was the first foray we had into the streaming of F1 2022, and it's kind of put us where we are today. So thank you very much, Riley, for dropping that Facebook message all that time ago. What was it, 12 weeks ago, 13 weeks ago? It's been a blast, man. It's been a blast. What have we done? We've done 12 still. We missed a couple of things, but for the most part, we've done, I think we've done 10 really, really cool events. There's your champion, ole, ole, ole. He should be allowed to use his own car for this. With like champ written all over it or something. There is in 8th place. It doesn't matter what he does today, he will finish this race as champion. Error 9th, Wolsey in 10th. Mr. J, don't drive on driving, do Mr. J in 11th. Connor in the DSQ position. Disqualified from qualified. Hopefully Moggy's on a fast lap going through and we can do a lap run. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's do it with Moggy. Moggy is the one of the Constructors Champions, of course. Oh, here we go, on board. So you blast down the start finish straight on the left hand side up to 8th gear. Big hard braking zone on that 100 metre board. Big turning down into second gear to get it turned. Then you flick it around to this left-hand side, and you've got this left-right combo that takes you down to towards sector 2. Another big chunk of brake here, down into third and fourth gear as you get back on that power. And then you've got this kind of left-right, left-S section, which you just have to lift a little bit going through there, through these S's, before you've got a big braking zone here. And this is where you have to be so careful getting back on the power so you don't lose that back end. And then you blast down around this left-hand side to the nice long straight in the middle. And beautiful corner taken there. This is gear ISO, of course. You see that rear wing open as such. And then it blasts down to this left-hander, which you take at quite high speed, fifth gear. And again on the power, just letting the car do the work. Round to the right-hand side, still staying on the power. And then we head down another braking zone here, down to fourth gear. Get it turned in and on the power before you head down what is the second to last straight for the last corner. And the last corner being here on the brakes at the 50 metre board. You can get on the power quite early and then you head and blast up towards the line. So here is your grid. It is Blumchum from Joseph on front row. It's not. It's Blumchum and Moggy. It's the Constructors' Champions. 1-2 on the grid. And what a way to finish off a season than the Constructors' Champions, the newly crowned Constructors' Champions, putting themselves on the front row of a Grand Prix. Knockout for the champions. How about that? And that puts Joseph down to third place. And anyone that's ever seen any of these races will know just how quick Joseph is. And what a rate, what a coup that is for Blumchum and Moggy. So there is your full qualifying rundown. It is Blumchum from Moggy on the front row. Joseph and Mad Max row 2. McSchmidt and Ryan on row 3. Riley and Dunners on row 4. Error and Wolsey on row 5. Row 6 is Mr. J and Connor. And that is it. We just have the 12 runners this evening. While we do that, let's have a look at something, shall we? Something that I made for our champions. Are we ready? I can promise you, I was actually standing up and conducting that at the end. Epic, absolutely epic. Congratulations to Dunners, the Constructors Champion. He built shit. He's the Drivers Champion, and that is a phenomenal feat because he was last season's Drivers Champion as well. I will be hooking up the Dunners in the close season to get some track guide videos made for you all. Featuring your champion, of course, and he should do it because he's far from your circuit. Doug, however, he didn't retain the Constructors' Championship because that was Blumchum and Moggy in the Ferraris. And that'll be something Ferrari will want to see. People winning Constructors' title in a Ferrari's car because it's been a while. So, anyway, this is the formation lap. We move on to the final race here at Bahrain. Just because we've awarded some positions doesn't mean that this shit is done by any stretch of the imagination. Blumchum and Moggy will start on pole position, as you would expect from Constructors' Champions. And if there was any doubt that they were going to be Constructors' Champions, we don't have none now. Joseph, he's going to head up row number 2 with Mad Max alongside him in the Alpine. McShmee on row 3, number 5 in the Red Bull, Ryan and Riley in the Alpine and the Alfa Romeo. Then we've got our champion Dunners, who we will start on board with, of course. In 8th, 9th will be Error, 10th will be Wolsey, 11th J, and 12th Connor. And there are 5 lights, and those 5 lights are out, and we are away for 14 laps here at the Bahrain Grand Prix. We're on board with Dunners, your new champion, your old champion, and your new champion. And into turn 1 we go. And there's some movement up ahead. Mad Max down the order. Error down a place. Riley up. And it's all going off in a minute. Error dropping right down to his teammate, Mr. J. And Moggy from Blumchum takes the lead of this race. Joseph in 2nd place. Expect to see these 3 racing away with it. McShmee. He's in 4th in the championship at the moment. And I just want to check. Because I think points-wise, I think he could potentially nick 3rd in the championship from Bimmer Guy. If there is anybody that is not racing, that is watching, that can check for me in terms of points, and to be fair, I should have this information available in front of me, but I don't, so I'm not going to pretend that I do. If someone can check to see if there are enough points available to McShmee for him to take it. I mean, look, I think he's going to have to win both races to make it happen. And at the moment, he's only running in 4th. But, listen, anything can happen. And at the moment, that thing that could be happening could be Ryan taking this position from McShmee and making Kenny get 3rd place in the championship a moot point. And there's a spin from Ryan. Was that a little love tap from behind? Or was that just a little bit too brave on the old salt? Oh, it looks to me, actually, McShmee, I think he gave that position back, so it was a tap from McShmee. And that is brilliant, brilliant, brilliant sporting behaviour. And do you know what? Have one of them, McShmee, because it's not often you see behaviour like that. And if you want to see the opposite of that, actually, there's a video I started last week, before let's talk about a video of Dicks of the Dailies on GT7, and it's all the complete fucking wankers that you meet in the daily racing on Grand Turismo 7 that make you just want to headbutt a brick wall. I don't know if I'm going to get one done this week. 1, because I'm busy, and 2, just because it's awful. The tracks this week are awful. Make you want to cry. Right, so, moving on. There we've got Moggy in the lead. What size have they started on? He's on the soft compound tyre. It's going to be soft and mediums for this first race here, this 25% race. We're going to do this, which is 14 laps. We're going to go again, which will be 28 laps. We're then going to have an interview and have a little chat with the top 3 and with the champions and all that kind of shizzle. So, everybody bar Joseph Dunners, McShmee and Error, all gone for the soft compound tyre. There's judges. It's soft and medium or medium and hard. If you use medium and hard when you can do it soft and medium, you are a tool. Why would you want to use the hard compound tyre? Aston Martin, Aramco Cognizant Formula 1 team. Fastest lap for Dunners. So him and Connor, they couldn't bring the constructors home alongside Dunners' Drivers' Championship, but These guys did. Moggy and Blumchum did the business. We got it done. Right into that phone. I said got the business done, and my phone started beeping at me. I was thinking I'm on The Apprentice or something. Isn't The Apprentice weird? Well, I haven't watched it for many years, but it's basically just some people that you know, when they get fired, it's like, oh, you know, you haven't heard the last of them. And yeah, it's definitely the last time you heard them, right? And then they basically run around London like selling cheese to fucking staged people. It's ridiculous. If I got stopped by someone in the street selling something for The Apprentice, I'd be like, fuck, I've got to buy from you. Where's the other team? I did that deliberately just to mess with them. Right, let's have a rundown from the back. There's Ryan at the back of the pack. He got a love tap from McShmee, which might cause him a bit of damage. He's way down in 12th place. Error just ahead of him in 11th. McShmee in 10th place, but he did absolutely the right thing. Just moving up past Connor into 10th place. Absolutely did the right thing. He gave a little love tap to the back of Ryan and gave that position back almost immediately, which is great sportsmanship. And Connor pulling into the pit, so I assume that is some damage occurring there, or is he just getting rid of those soft compound tyres? Connor retired from this session already. We've lost one. We are down to just 11 drivers. We're almost at half a field already. It's like being on GT7 all over again. Anyway, moving on. Right, front of the field, Moggy on the soft tyres, Blumchum on the soft tyres. They are both in the first and second place. Moggy is a second clear of Blumchum. Blumchum is 1 second clear. And look at that. 118 and 1018 was the difference. Just briefly, I don't know if anyone caught that. The difference was 1 minute 018 and 1 minute 018 between Blumchum and Joseph. Blumchum and Moggy and Joseph and Blumchum. He was in the perfect sandwich with Blumchum. But no longer. Joseph on the medium compound tyres now. Look, we know Joseph's quick. If you haven't realised by now that this guy is a potential championship contender, it was just, I think the fact he was away for a number of weeks early on in the season, because he won the pre-season tournament and then missed won the first couple of races and then just missed a few. And I think that consistency has kept him out of the top three, but that alone. So Blumchum into the pits on the soft tyres. Moggy stays out for one more lap. Does that extra lap make all the difference? 5 second penalty for Mr. J for speeding in the pit lane. So despite making him up to 9th place, that penalty is going to drop him back down. So Moggy is in the lead. He's 1.7 seconds clear of Joseph. Joseph will run to about probably lap 9. Lap 8 or 9 he'll go in and he'll change for the soft compound tyre, and then run to the end on this 14 lap 25% 14 lap race here at Bahrain. Done as your champions up into the top 3. I'll tell you what a day it would be if he could seal off the championship by winning here today. The ideal scenario actually would be Dunners, Blumchum, Moggy, or Moggy, Blumchum, because Moggy's got more points in the championship. Those in the top 3 to finish off this. What's been a wonderful season actually. Some great racing, some thrills, some spills. There's been some great action. It's been all round awesome. Didn't catch the race last week, unfortunately. Just didn't get a chance to. I get some stuff going on. Last week was a bit of a weird week for me, in terms of life in general. It's just. Yeah, it was one of those weeks where it could go wrong, and some one for the history books. Or not for the history books. Right, so Joseph into lead this race as Donners goes into, Blumchum goes into the pits. Wolsey picking up a little cheeky penalty. That promotes Riley up into the top 3. He's done 5 laps on those soft compound tyres now. Is he looking to get rid of the medium on soon? Be useful if he did. Onto the medium. So just Error, McSmee, Riley, Dunners and Joseph left to pit. All of those bar Riley on the medium compound tyre. So we will see them. We'll see Riley come out. He'll be on the mediums. How much time is he going to lose, and where's he going to come out? That's the problem. Because the 4 cars to the side, that was a bit of a problem. I don't know what happened there. The car just stopped dead. Did he forget which way to go? Very weird. But I'm sure he'll pull into the pits this time round. Did he get confused? Maybe. Yeah, so we'll see Joseph, because he done as McShmee and Error all finishing this race on the soft compound tyre, and they'll pit somewhere around 8 or 9. Because you can do 6 laps on these tyres quite easily. Positions gained. Dunners 6 places up. That's why this boy's the champion. 6 places gained in the first half of this race. Yes, I mean, a lot of that's to do with this, but he's going to come out on the softer compound tyre. And don't count him out just yet, folks. No, on that one. Oh, not working today. There we go, on that and that. So, there we go. Riley into the pits. He will come back out where? There he goes. So, Moggy's through. Blumchum is through. Just the 4 non-pitters ahead. Where do they come out? Where does Riley come out? Riley comes out in 8th place. That's a position lost on his starting position. And we've lost Ryan from this race. Another DNF. Connor gone and Ryan gone, leaving us with just the 10 runners. And of course, this is reversed. We will reverse these top 10 for race number 2. So at the moment, Mr. J is going to be leading us out. And hopefully, he's got the same kind of gap behind him that he's got in front of him right now to Wolsey. That's 4 seconds, that gap. Wolsey 2.5 seconds up the road from his teammate Riley. That's where he's come out. He's come out quite a way ahead of his teammate in the Alfa Romeo. There is Mad Max. His name is Max, and he's mental. And he is driving an Alpine, and he's in 7th place, 6.4 seconds behind co-constructors champion Blumchum. Blumchum 89. He is exactly 5 years younger than Moggy 84. Either that, or they are just like that's their numbers. So, are there another 83 people with the PSN Moggy? Or 88 people with the PSN Blumchum? Be interesting to know. So there we go. As Era goes into the pits to change out for the soft compound tyres, Moggy and Blumchum move up a position each. McShmee, there he is. He's up into 3rd place now. Remember, he had the coming together with Ryan early on, but again, the position back, of course, but obviously cost himself a lot in the process. There's Dunners in 2nd place. He is 4.7 seconds behind the fastest man on 4 PCs. The PC driver, Joseph, obviously, you know, we all know that PC users always get a slight advantage in any cross-play lobby on any sort of game. I mean, probably not so much on racing games and racing simulators, but most definitely all things like Call of Duty and stuff. There's no doubt in my mind. So I've got quite a few players quite a few friends that play it. It's all relatively nice game, and we'll all tell you that there are. If you don't play on PC, you are basically a few milliseconds behind other people. So there we go. So he's in the pits. Dunner stays out for another lap. So just McShmee and Dunner's left to pit. As we say that as McShmee goes in. So the question is going to be, where does Moggy and Blumchum fit back in when Dunners finishes his pit stop? Now Moggy at the moment, let's check out the interval to leader. That's the important number right there. 17.1 seconds is the gap. Now, I imagine, I'm looking at where's McShmee. So he's just come out. So he's 32 seconds back now. So it's not going to be enough. Actually, I don't even know if Dunners is going to make it into the top 4. Maybe even top 5. Maybe even top 6, to be fair. I'm looking at it now. If Riley goes hammer time and Wolsey goes hammer time, Dunners might find himself out of the top 7 when he comes back out of the pits. Currently 7 places gained, but the key is going to be where the champion slots back in. So there's the split interval times. Is Dunners going to pit anytime soon, or is he just going to stay out? He is pitting now. In he comes. So let's find Moggy. There's Moggy. Moggy's just coming round now. In sector 3, he's going to come round that last left-hander. It's a right-hander. It's not a left-hander, it's a right-hander. He's got Joseph tucked in behind him, who's got the jump on Blumchum. So Joseph already gained the position. So there is Moggy going through. Dunners coming out now. Where does Dunners slot in? Blumchum. Looks like Blumchum's going through. What about Mad Max? Is Mad Max going to make it through? Is he up to speed? Or does Dunners come out inside that top 4? He does come out in 4th and gets a run into turn 1. Does keep 4th place, and he's on those soft compound tyres. So actually we could find that he starts to hunt down those guys in front of him. And we've seen him do it before. There's no reason why he won't do this again. So, tyres. That's how it's looking. Joseph on those soft compound tyres. We knew he was going to come back and be racing. And so he is. For sure. He is all over the back of Moggy now, having already dispatched Blumchum. And Dunners is going to be looking to do the same thing. But he's got to make up 5.2 seconds over essentially 5 laps. So he needs to be pulling over a second a lap out of Blumchum to get himself in the top 3. And Joseph has a little look up the inside. Moggy says, if you're going to do it, you're going to have to do it the hard way. And we saw in the last race, Rapid F1 trying to make a move up into 3rd place from the start at 11th as well. And just it didn't work, and he ended up finishing back in 7th. So you've got to be careful when you make these kind of mental moves that you're going to be able to make it stick. Now, we know Joseph is more than capable of doing that. But Moggy is very, very good defensively at the moment and holding him off. But this is where, and look at the weaving, just to try and not give up so much slipstream and so much DRS. But it's just undefendable. The slipstream and the DRS just make you undefendable. And nothing Moggy could do. All he can hope now is that he can come back at him with some DRS here. But he's not close enough. And Joseph looks like he's going to take this win. He is now in lap 11 on Bahrain. Idiot. In Bahrain. Lap 11 in Bahrain on the front of the... Right. Seriously. Right. Hello, my name's Andy, and I've lost the ability of speech. Right, so it's Joseph. He's in the lead of this race. He's in the 1st position. He is number 1. He's up top. Moggy is running in 2nd place. Blumchum in 3rd. Dunners has cut that lead down to 4.8 seconds for those 3, but I don't think Dunners is going to have enough pace to close. Right. Let's have a look at fastest lap. Who is the quickest indeed out there? That's McShmee. 1:31.5 was his fastest lap. He's on those soft compound tyres now. Can he beat that? It's a 31.8 for Joseph. Only a 32.6 for Dunner so far. He's been on the softs now. For a lap, Joseph with 31.2. What's Dunner's got this lap? 31.5 for Dunners. Blumchum's quickest lap was a 31.6. It's going to have to be much, much quicker. So that's the gap. 4.5 seconds it needs to make up. Joseph, though, starting to pull away. 1.3 seconds ahead of Moggy in 2nd place. And Blumchum, his teammate, just behind him. 6/10 of a second is that gap. There is Dunners 4.8 seconds back. And I don't think he's going to be able to catch. We've just lost Error. Error's another DNF from this race. Only just noticed that, actually. Should have paid that more mind. Go. Mr. J in 9th place. Woolsey is in 8th. He's 4.9 seconds behind McShmee, who is himself 4 seconds back from Riley. He's not anymore. What happened to Blumchum? Did Blumchum have a mistake? because now Dunners is in the top 3, because it looks like Blumchum made an error, and there he is now down in 6th place. Mad Max, or Dunners, Mad Max, Riley, all benefiting from that, and that put Dunners firmly into the top 3. Mad Max outside that top 3, 4.1 seconds back. A real good opportunity for Riley here to nick 4th place. And a moment ago, he was staring down a lower end finish, a lower end compared to the field, obviously. Now finds himself knocking on the door, knocking on 4th place door. And I do realise I probably, actually, to be fair, I don't think I'll get copyright infringement, because it didn't sound like anything. And to be fair, it's not even Guns N' Roses song. And Bob Dylan was nice and liked me. He liked me to do like children after him. Didn't really. I named him after Don Out. I didn't really. I did actually name him after Bob Dylan. His name's not Bob, his name's Dylan. Right, so Mr. J in last place, 10.1 seconds back. Error, Ryan O'Connor, all at DNF. Wolsey in 8th place, 7.1 seconds back from McShmee. McShmee is driver of the day for me. I don't care who finishes where, who does what, driver of the day, because he gave back that position after rear-ending Ryan into turn 1. Blumchum lost a few places down to 6th place, 2.4 seconds back from Mr. Raleigh. And then we've got Mad Max in 4th place, 4.8 seconds behind Dunners, who's now inside that top 3. Your champion is inside that top 3, 4.6 seconds. Moggy is 3 seconds behind Joseph, and here we are with Joseph on the final lap of the race. 14 laps. We've got a further 28 laps to go here in 50% race. Although I think you should go on record that if you have, because we are really low on numbers, we've only got 12 runners, and I think if the runners are that much lower, then I think you probably look at a much lower. Sorry, just WhatsApp. I have my phone in my hand and just WhatsApp a message to somebody, which is just me talking. Yeah, whatever. Getting this shit for free now. Getting this shit for free. I have my phone in my hand. I was looking for something. Yeah, I think if you've got lower numbers, then maybe you should look at maybe reducing the race down to 25%. I don't know what the answer is. I don't run races on F1. All the stuff I do is GT7, and very different format. So I'm just getting shit. You can kind of change it on the fly. It's a lot easier. So here we go. There is Joseph just rounding the last couple of corners. He's going to take the big W here. He's going to carry home the massive check. And if anyone ever wonders what they do with those massive checks, they don't actually keep them. You don't get to keep them. Because I used to do some work for a charity, and we got a massive check in a grant, and they wiped it off, and the following month they said, "I've got a grant." They write their name on it, so you don't keep it. Moggy comes over in 2nd place. There is Dunners in 3rd, your champion, of course. Mad Max in 4th place. If there was any doubt whether McShmee could nick the top 3, he can't now. Riley finishes in 5th place. A little bit of luck from Blumchum crapping out a couple of laps from the end. McShmee will come home 7th. Wolsey 8th. Mr. J 9th. But there's your winner, Joseph. Error, Ryan and Connor, all at DNF. Reverse grid for race number 2, the feature race, will be Error from Mr. J on the front row. And long may they hold off all the charge from behind. There is Joseph, the PC driver. I'll be really impressed if he did it with driver of the day. Yeah, no, it's not done as afraid. It's going to be McShmee for me, for giving back that position after the little love tap. Boom, 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 boom. It's a love tap. Right, okay. dancing, and so you should. Good little win there from Joseph. Right, so we've got one more race to go, and then the celebrations can commence for your champions. Champions being, of course, Dunners, the Drivers' Champion, and Ferrari, one of which is, actually two of those are on the grid, the Constructors' Championship. There we go. So Joseph for Mercedes, from Moggy for Ferrari, Dunners Aston Martin, Mad Max for Alpine, Riley for Alfa Romeo, head of Blumchum for Ferrari, McShmee for Red Bull, Woolsey for Alfa Romeo, Mr. J for Haas. They round out the 9 that finished. Then Error for Haas, Ryan for Alpine, and Connor for Aston Martin, all DNF at the end of this race. Moving on. That's your full rundown. Everybody stopped once. Joseph started third on the grid, finished first. Blumchum did qualify in first, but unfortunately it didn't finish in the top 3, finished out in 6th place. Good finish from Dunners, up from 8th to 1st place. But driver of the day, without question, is this man right here, McShmee. Started 5th, finished 7th, gave up a position after hitting Ryan in the arse on lap 2 or 3. Great racing all. So, on to the feature race. We're going to have interviews after with the top 3 of the feature race, which we don't know who that's going to be yet, and also with the 2 constructors champions and the champion, the drivers champion. All 6 of them potentially will be on. There'll be 7 of us. It was basically most of this lobby will be in the chat group. So 3 different people win the race, then won the championship or came in the top 3 of the championship. Then there will be 7 of the 13 people in this lobby, all in the chat group together, and everyone else can feel all Billy no mates about that. So let's have a look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something. Yeah, I was going to go get a drink. That's what I was going to do. Back shortly. Going to get a nice little drink. Hey Phil, how you doing, buddy? Just went off to grab a drink and ready for race number 2. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. What have you been up to? Anything exciting? Sorry, I was just eating a carrot. It's fucking rock and roll, innit? Rock and roll lifestyle. I didn't really want you guys to hear the crunchy. Yeah, proper rock and roll lifestyle here in Urban Towers. Oh, I just dropped my phone on my foot. Are you holding out for the VR for GT7, mate? I don't know if I can justify spending 500 quid on a VR headset just for one game. I don't know. I mean, I don't play many games anyway. To be fair, I mostly do this. I mean, yeah. Look, you know, when the next GTA comes out, I will probably take a month off work, and you won't see me. Or a new Red Dead Redemption 2 or something along those lines. But for the most part, don't know. Well, no, let's be fair. If someone at PlayStation happens to like these videos and would like me to shout about how brilliant PSVR is, and want to send me a headset gratis to try out, keep. Absolutely, go ahead. I will tell you now, it is the single greatest thing in the history of gaming. Yeah, that's what I'll tell you. I'll tell you it now. If it will get me a free VR headset, I am not. I'm not one for shameless promotion. I think shameless promotion is crazy, but not as crazy as the prices of Crazy Dave's crazy emporium of craziness. No, I'm fully up to advertise anything you want, especially if it means I get a free one. So we're just waiting for everyone to come back. I've got to find something to do in these gaps in between races here, because it's quite a big gap, because everyone kind of goes off and have a smoke, and they go toilet and they go drink and whereas I don't smoke anymore, so that's 5 minutes gone. But I've got one. Actually, I might take up smoking again just to fill the gap. I'm joking, of course. I'm not going to do that. I've been off there. It's been a month now. I've been a month since I've been a fag. And the funny thing is, all I can think about now, Jack. I have moments, to be fair. I have moments, and as you'd expect, I mean, I smoked for, other than probably a couple of years in total, over that period, I smoked for probably 30 years. So yeah. And I know there's going to be people that go, you still smoke. Do your research, people. Yeah, if I'm in the United States, the vaping is incredibly dangerous because it's not regulated, and there's also mental chemicals in the vape juice. And if you buy those stupid vape pens, they're also not very good for you because it's all lab-made stuff. Whereas I use natural-based products in my vapes. Nicotine is a natural product, as is the vegetable glycerin that goes in it as well. Comes from freaking vegetables. So underway very, very shortly for 29 laps of Bahrain. This will be the last 29 laps of this season. This is Late Night Racing League season number 6. This is the final round at Bahrain. We've already crowned our champion. That was our top 3. That's how they finished. Dunners on 404. There's not, obviously there will be more points added to that, of course, but not enough. Grimmy, hey damn man. What's good? The chicken is awesome. That's what's good. No, it's all good, mate. It's all good. That's what's good. Everything is good. Yeah, they're essentially your top three. That's not going to change other than the amount of points they've got. Dunners from Moggy, from Bimakai. But although Dunners has won 2 championships in a row now, back-to-back championships for Dunners, I'll tell you what he hasn't done. He hasn't got the constructors this time. That goes to Moggy and his teammates. Sounds like a kids' TV show. Moggy and his teammates. Like Ren and Stimpy. I'm not suggesting that Moggy and Blumchump are Ren and Stimpy, but they would make an excellent double act like Ant and Deck, or Deck and Ant, or Chips and Fish. And I did it the other way around because I know how much it annoys people. Yeah, there's the constructors. 582 points for Ferrari, plus whatever they get today. Red Bull Racing, 467. Insurmountable for them today. There was a potential of McShmee edging his way into the top 3. That all went to shit when he got overtaken by Ryan in the 25% race just gone. Got caught and very sportsmanlike, waited for Ryan to take the position back, but ended up finishing down the order. So, just waiting for it to load up and then everyone goes into the feature race for these last 29 laps of Season 6. And across this season, we've had some great racing. We've had thrills, we've had spills, we've had all sorts of crazy shizzle going on. Joseph won that last race, and to be fair, I think that Dunner's achievement to win this championship, particularly after winning it all while being the reigning champion, is not to be sniffed at. But I think if Joseph had not been missing for so many weeks early in the season, I think this championship might have been a lot closer. And we know Joseph's been very, very quick. Every race he's done this season, he's been very quick. So look out for that one. But of course, he's on a PC, so give him a little edge on it, as it always does. Treat himself to a can of Pepsi Cola, Pepsi Max, to be fair. So, strategy. Medium hard for these 29 laps if you want to one-stop it. If you want to two-stop it, you can do soft and medium hard. You can do soft, medium and medium possibly. If you're brave. If you're very brave, of course. But I think you're probably better off. I think start on the medium tyres, you give yourself options. The fact is, I mean, look, there's only 12 drivers today. But there's a very distinct possibility of a safety car. It can happen, it will happen, it does happen. I mean, the safety car's broken because clearly someone like knocks off a wing off the track and it will still chuck the safety car out. So, it needs to, maybe they need to tweak that. But, it's a very difficult thing to program cognitive thought because there are human beings that are capable of cognitive thought that can't do it. So, if you've got a race of people where, and everybody, but if you've got a species that are capable of cognitive thought and don't do it, you can't really expect them to successfully program that into a computer. Although, to be fair, I don't think it's going long before we see that kind of thing. I mean, you already see in, I noticed the other day, and I haven't played Football Manager for a long time. I noticed the other day my son was playing Football Manager on his PC, and the hoarding in the background was advertising things that he buys. Weird, isn't it? Very weird. But, it is what it is. Right, so here we go. We will line up reverse grid from race number 1. Mr. J. Where's Error? I thought Error was here. Error's gone. So, it does change. So, Mr. J and Woolsey on the front row. McShmee and Blumchum on row 2. Row 3 is Riley and Mad Max. Dunners and Moggy on row 4. Row 5 will be Joseph and Ryan. Connor and Grimy joins us. Now, Grimy and Error, Grimy's in this race. Error was in the last race. Now, how many times have you seen Grimy and Error in the same place at the same time? Is it like one of them's Batman? Well, we'll soon see. And we are away with Mr. J. We look behind. Does he get swallowed up? Well, he does stay ahead. He's going to have the outside line going into turn 1 though. Always wondered why, when it's a clockwise circuit, why they still have pole position on the left-hand side. And someone went incredibly deep into turn 1. That didn't go too well. I wonder why he kind of disappeared. So Wolsey takes the lead of this race. Mr. J is in last place. Joseph moves up to 10th. So he's already lost a place to have to gain that back. So Wolsey in the lead from McShmee. Lap 1 here at Bahrain. Every lap we do is one lap closer to the end of what's been a phenomenal season here with late night racing. McShmee in second place, Mad Max in third. Dunners, the reigning champion, there he is in fourth place. And what did Blumchum? Did Blumchum make a mistake? Well, he's off the track. He's back on the track now, though. And he's behind his teammate Moggy. It's Dunners, Moggy, Blumchum, 4th, 5th, 6th. Drivers champion, Constructors champion, Constructors champion. Then we've got Connor. He's running in 7th place. Behind Blumchum, ahead of A. Riley. Joseph now up to 9th place. How quickly can these front runners fight their way through the midfield runners that are now occupying the front of the grid? McShmee, we know he's already a front runner, but he didn't have a great last race. After clipping this guy right here, but he gave the position back, which makes him a ledge. And there is Ryan going into the pits to what can assume is only that is broken. But he's still in this race. Oh, that's cold. Excuse me. So Wolsey is in the lead of this race. He has the fastest lap at the moment. Tyres. Everybody, bar Joseph and Grimy, has gone for an alternative to those compound tyres. So Joseph's intention was to make up lots of positions very quickly, then go in and settle into this race. Hasn't worked out that way so far, but we are only on lap 2. When we start getting to lap 5, lap 6, and he's still not making inroads, assuming that's the case, of course, then it becomes squeaky bum time. Similar thing for Grimy as well. Grimy's opted for those soft compound tyres. So, you know, in order for them to work, you've got to make the overtakes, and you've got to make them early. No question about it. Wolsey leads this race on the medium compound tyres. As we see Joseph making up in another position. Schmee is running on those hard compound tyres now. That's a great shot. Look at that. What a shot that is. And it is literally lap time dropping after lap time. Look, Grimy, the fastest lap, as you expect, he's on those soft compound tyres, so not surprised at all. So McShmee up into second. He's on those hard compound tyres. Now, if he can run those to somewhere around lap 22, 23, maybe 24, well, not, sorry, not, sorry, 21 or 22, then he's going to be in a really, really good position. The likelihood is he's probably going to run into somewhere like 18 or 19 and then go on the medium compound tyre. But that obviously depends on if there is a safety car, virtual safety car, or such like. You never know. You have a couple of safety cars. You could quite easily look after those tyres, to stop leaning on those tyres, look after them, and maybe put yourself in a position where you can stop this race and finish on a set of soft compound tyres. But that will require not really leaning on the tyres, and when you're in second place, that's kind of what you have to do. You have to kind of lean on them to get that extra bit of grip. Mad Max running in third place. It's all nice and close at the moment, as we just watched the Aston Martin of Apollo go a little bit wide. There's Dunners running in fourth place. His teammate having a little cheeky look, but nothing doing for him there. But still in at fifth place for Connor. Moggy down in sixth place. He's on a hard compound tyre, as is his teammate Blumchum. So they're going to run deep into this race, as is McShmee. And there is Joseph making his big moves. We said he needed to do it. Now he is. He needs to make these moves on those soft tyres. It's the only way a two-stopper works for him. And I think he's relying as well on other people two-stopping that aren't yet on softs. So this is, to be fair, you are two-stopping because the soft tyres only have. It was different in the first race because it was such a short race. And again, kind of going wide. This time, Joseph ducking up and through into 4th place. So it is Wolsey from McShmee, from Dunners, from now Joseph up into 4th. Connor in 5th. Moggy and Blumchum in 6th and 7th. Riley in 8th place. Grimy in 9th. Mr. J is in 10th. 11th is Mad Max and Ryan in 12th. And Error, it didn't come back for race number 2. But Grimy did, which means Grimy and Error are the same person. And that's a fact, because you haven't seen them in the same place at the same time. One went off, the other one came on. Suspicious. Or probably not actually suspicious at all. But we're going to say it is. Yes, so Joseph really making his work for me. Now, in race number 1, it made more sense, as we saw from sort of Joseph and Dunners, really. But starting on the medium tyres and just kind of trying to keep up, and then finishing racing on soft compound tyres was the way to go. Different scenario here because soft compound tyres make you really racy. As we see Joseph up into the top 3, is he going to outbrake himself into 2nd? He doesn't. In fact, he outbrakes himself too much, and Dunners back through into 3rd place. Yes, so as I was saying, so here you the soft tyres, if you're going to use them early, because everyone's bunched up. You can really make use of the grip when you've got people around. You're going to be on medium tyres, still bedding in. People certainly on hard compound tyres that are still bedding themselves in as well. And I'll be back with you shortly. Hello. Sorry about that. Someone's catching from football. He just bought himself a fucking really nice coat to go with his suit. I've been ogling it. So, as I was saying, going really racy early on is the perfect scenario for Joseph. Because, yes, he's going to go in the pits. He's probably going to find himself back down where he started. But he will be on much fresher tyres, knowing that every single person on the racetrack is going to have to pit before him. And here he goes. He's making his way into the top 3 again. Up to 2nd place this time around Wolsey. Can he take the lead of this race? And then what sort of gap can he pull out once he's got there? That's the big question. Now, I'll tell you what. If I'm Joseph now, I'm absolutely begging for a safety car right about now. Because what a scenario that would be for him. If he could just get that cheap pit stop that everyone so much desires in this game, and I tell you, it is something. It's a thing of beauty, really, because if you can be, because sometimes look, you can have all the speed in the world, you can have all the strategy to burn, you can have everything going for you, but the safety car is a great leveler in any kind of real life racing as well. But I think it's done. I know a lot of people complain about the way it comes out in the F1 games. And yeah, I mean it can be a little bit annoying, and you do get some races where you've got far too many safety cars. But it's a brilliant addition, and it really does kind of mix things up a bit. It does kind of cause you to think about your strategy based on both having and not having a safety car, because you think of these hard tyre drivers now, right, they've gone out there. If they've gone out and got a safety car on lap 2 or lap 3 or even like they get a safety car now, it's not really playing into their hands too well. They can't, changing the tyres now isn't going to really work out for them. Whereas those on the mediums, those on the soft change tyres, they can run the hards for a little bit and then get rid of them later. I don't know. It's one of those kind of strategies where there's no perfect strategy with the safety car unless it falls exactly where you were going to pick. And that's the only way that works. Anyway, so Josie's made it work. He's up into the lead of this race and getting a chance now to go hammer time. And strange thing for him to say that he's in a Mercedes-Benz and he's going hammer time, but he is. And it's not something that was invented by Lewis Hamilton, it's just something that they say associated with the big, massive, twirly-head band. Anyway, where are we moving on? Dunner's in that top three is behind McShmee. McShmee running really well actually on those hard compound tyres. If he can hang on in there in that Red Bull racing car, he could put himself in a very, very strong position in the second half of this race. We're on lap 7 here. We are at Bahrain. This is the 12th race of the season. It's the final round of season 6 here with Late Night Racing League. And it's been an awesome ride with these guys. We've had 12 race season. We had that great event at Christmas time. Great event, and it actually spurned a couple of really cool events on GT7. We copied you, and I shamelessly did it, and we shamelessly don't care because it was great fun, and we all had a right laugh doing it. And we had, of course, the pre-season race as well, and I'm sure there'll be a sort of post-season celebratory race. Do you know what? A few days off doing this, and I've lost the ability to speech. I don't know how that happened, but it did. And it's kind of important when you do this. So, McShmee is your leader. Let's have a look at the back of the pack, because I thought he was going sideways then. There is Ryan at the back of the pack, and he hasn't had much luck. In fact, if he fell in a bucket full of boobies, he'd come out. He's thumbing his mouth at the moment. He got caught by McShmee early doors in the 25% race, and I mean, luckily, McShmee was very sportsmanlike. Absolutely came to place back. Didn't think twice about it. Brilliant sportsmanship, and definitely driver of the day, whatever happens in this race as well. But not having much luck this time out. It was a DNF as well in the last race. There's Grimy, or Error is otherwise known. Error disappeared. He didn't like driving the Haas, so he came back, logged into his Grimy account, and he's in the Mercedes-Benz. And obviously, I'm just joshing Grimy. I'm sure Error and Grimy are not the same person. There's Joseph. He has now been in the pits. He is on those medium tyres now. He got himself into the lead with a big charge through the field on the soft compounds. He'll obviously be able to run a lot longer than everybody else out there now. So be interesting to see where he ends up in the big scheme of things. Mr. J, 1.6, well, so it was 1.6 days, 2 seconds off the back of co-constructor champion number 1, Blum Chum. And there he is, just making a move actually on Connor, who's dropping down the order. Connor in the pits was really a problem. Looks like he had a problem because Mr. J's through as well. So Blum Chum up to 7th place, 3.9 seconds behind the man who is called Max and is mental. And is that number the amount of times that he has kicked off this year, I wonder? Could well be. 6.6 seconds is the gap to the Alfa Romeo driver Woolsey. I think him and Riley have probably been. I'm trying to think. There aren't many other drivers that have been ever consistent. I think Mr. J's been at every race. Certainly, I don't know if has Moggy. I think you'd be hard pressed to find many other drivers other than these two Alpha drivers, Woolsey and Riley, that have been ever present at every single race. Be interesting. That's an interesting statistic that I was about to have. I think Riley missed one. And we'll find out anyway. But there we go. So Woolsey and Riley, 5th and 4th place, respectively, in the Alfa Romeos. 3.6 seconds gap to the top 3. And in that top 3, there is Moggy in the Ferrari. He is tucked right up behind Dunners. Now, he's on the hard compound tyre as well. So if he's getting that kind of pace out of the hard compound tyre at this stage, good on him. Although it could be that Dunners is just kind of looking after those tyres a little bit to take them in deep into this race as he possibly can. Half second back from McShmee running out in the lead on those hard compound tyres. That's your full rundown of 12. We are on lap 10 of 29 laps here at the Bahrain International Circuit here in Bahrain, in the United Arab Emirates. I think it's the United Arab Emirates where Bahrain is. I've never been there, I couldn't tell you. I've been to Dubai, it's a different country clearly, but same part of the world. Would like to go one day actually to the Bahrain Grand Prix, but it does require some cash dollar. That'd be interesting. What we should do, we should have a grid set on. So we do a sort of set by host grid based on how many actual Grand Prix you've been to, and you have to provide some sort of context. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying you have to show us all your tickets and everything else, but I think there needs to be some genuine context. I mean, someone that's born in 1985 is not going to come out and go, "I've been to 27 Grand Prix," because it's just nuts. I mean, I've been to Silverstone, I've been to Monaco, I've been to Imola. That's it. Just those three. I haven't been anywhere else. Haven't been to any other Grand Prix. I'd love to go. There's plenty I'd love to go to. Apart from Paul Ricard, I will wait till it goes back to Magny-Cours before I go to a French Grand Prix. I've actually been to Barcelona de Catalunya, but I went to something else there. But you know, it counts. It counts. So 4 for me. So McShmee leads this race, lap 11 of 29. We are not halfway through just yet. Everyone's settling into their rhythm. Those that have been on the soft tyres have been into the pits. The medium tyre runners, a little bit longer for them. Probably around, I don't know, lap 13, maybe lap 14 they'll go in and switch out for the hard compound tyres. Equally the hard compound runners, as Moggy just trying to make a move there on Dunners, doesn't get it done though. The hard compound runners will probably be around 17, 18, if they can push it that far. If they can go that far. Who knows? At the station. So we've lost Connor from this race. He is our only DNF so far. This is lap 12 of 29. Ryan is in 11th place. He's 14.1 seconds back from Grimy, who is 1.7 back from Ferrari driver Brunson. He's not having a super solid race this time. Now, it could be that the hard compound tyres just don't work as well for him as he'd like. But we'll see. 5.7 seconds is the gap to Mr. J. Joseph running in 7th place. He has been in the pits, so he's in a very unique position to everybody else. He's been in the pits. So look out for him diving through the order later. That's a 3-second time penalty for Mr. J there. Mad Max, Mental Dave, as he's known to his friends, 4.8 seconds back from the Alfa Romeo of Wolsey. And he's named Wolsey because he's very large and his face looks like a house brick. That may or may not be true. Riley, called so because that's his name. 5.2 seconds he is back from that top 3. He's on the hard compound tyres. Different split strategies for the Alfa Romeo drivers, but Wolsey not capitalising on that grippier tyre to be able to get around Riley. But of course, he left the pit sooner, and then he will be might have an opportunity with whatever he's got. Moggy. Oi. I hear you cry. Half a second back. He's 5.4 at the road from Riley. He's outside that top 3. But he's right up behind Dunners. He does get really close through this kind of sector 2. And then just not quite enough to get past with the DRS here. And then, of course, the problem is he's not close enough here. He's not really close enough with the DRS as they head down towards across Scotland, back to turn 1 again. That's going to be really the best opportunity for Moggy to make this move. But he does need to be tucked right in behind when they come out of this corner, or this next corner they're coming to. So you're going to have to move within 1 second in the DRS detection zone, which he is. And they come round this turn. He needs a good exit. Gets a good exit here, and he's on the power. But is he close enough? I don't think he is. 6/10 is just not enough. We'll see that rear wing open, and there it goes. DRS is available to him. It's open, but he's just not close enough to make that move on Dunners. And you can see when Dunners is really clever with the harvesting, and when he's not. So when he you can see Moggy here. Moggy will close up on Dunners with the when they come sort of round here and they get through this section. You see him close up, and that's because everyone's got small, actually, but the gap is smaller. And you know, Moggy will get a nice, good kind of tuck in behind and be almost close enough to make a move, and then it will just open up again with the grip, and you know, with the Moggy's not been using his ERS in the same way. The thing is, Moggy will be in a much better position after the pit stops if he's got this kind of pace on the hard tyres, and so did Mick Schmidt. When they switch to the medium compound tyre for their second and last stint, well, we assume it'll be their last stint, it might not necessarily be so. I think it depends on very much on safety car scenarios. But so far, and touch wood, we went 11 laps in race number 1, or whatever it was, or 12 laps, and we've got 14 laps here, and there's been also 14 laps, and then 14 laps again here, and there's still no safety car. We are about to hit the midway point when we get to the end of this lap. It's halfway through the race, which means it's halfway to the end of the season. Well, no, it's not halfway to the end of the season. That was on race number 6. But you know what I mean. It's halfway through this race, and then we've only got half the race left until the end of the season. And still, Moggy just can't get close enough there. But that top 3 are pulling away from everyone else. What about Grimy? Is Grimy going to make some moves on Plum Jump? They're both on the hard compound tyres, so both got the same problem. He's a lot closer. This is where Moggy would desperately love to be when he comes around that corner behind Dunners. And look at this move with the DRS wide open, breezes past, almost as though Blumchump's not even there. But remember, Grimy's on much softer tyres. Blumchump does come back at him. Sorry, much newer tyres, should I say? And he will need to stop, or possibly need to stop again. I don't know if these hard tyres will go that deep into the race. Blumchump not giving it up, and there we go, just pushing too hard. And Grimy, you can't park that there, son. Get it back on the racetrack, but he's going to find Wolsey coming fast. Wayne coming fast. Because I'm in an Alfa Romeo and I want to, is the echoey reply. So Wolsey's had his pit. He's now on the hard compound tyres. Grimy possibly needs to stop again. So Wolsey will definitely like to get this race done. Because Grimy did make the move on Blumchump and then spinned the car. You spinned the car, you spinned the man. You spinned the man, you can't overtake another man. That was said by a great philosopher, a guy called Phil Officer. There's your leader. He's got Moggy just behind him now. We've seen Dunners now still on those medium compound tyres, riding up into 3rd place. Joseph up into 5th. He may need to stop again. He's opted for those. In fact, he's stopped to the medium tyres. There is no question he's got to stop again. It's whether he'll stop and put on another medium or whether he'll put on the softs. And how quick will he be when that happens? So, top 3 all on the hard compound tyres. Dunners stays out on the mediums. That's 15 laps on medium tyres. And Mr. James done the same, 15 laps on medium tyres there. So clearly, they feel that they can work them for much longer. Now, it was about 7 or 8 laps on the soft tyres for Joseph and for Grimy. Yeah, I think it's 8 laps. So if they can do 8 laps on those, can the medium tyre runners take this as far as lap 21? Can the hard tyre runners do it? Can McShmee, Moggy and Riley take these hard tyres to lap 21, even lap 22? And look at this. Moggy with a great run out of that final turn. Great run on McShmee up to turn 1. Is he going to get the move done before they even get there? Side by side. This is going to be about bravery on the brakes. And that would have been a much better name for Drive to Survive than Drive to Survive. Bravery on the brakes. That's what I would have called it if I'd made that documentary. So there we go. So Moggy up into the lead of this race. Well deserved. Great performance from him today. He's been on the money quick. And in and around the top of the tree for both the first race and this one too. So good job from him. Very good job. So lap 17 of 29. That leaves us with just 12, 13 laps remaining for the rest of the race. So I need to open the bottle of water. Sparkling water. I prefer sparkling water to still. Don't you? Bit of a ponce, like posh sparkling water. Don't know why. It's just nice. Right, so Connor at the back of the pack is DNF. Blumchum 5.6 seconds back from Ryan. Ryan is 3.2 seconds back from Mr. J. 3.7 seconds he is behind. And there's a spin from Mr. J, but does get the car back. Was it a spin or was it just a really odd camera angle? I think it was a really odd camera angle. 5.6, and losing time, so it was a little bit of a wobble. Mad Max, Mental Dave, Crazy Clive, is 3.8 seconds back from this guy, Woolsey. He has just been the pits as well. Mad Max comes out in 8th. Woolsey is on those hard compound tyres. Do they go to the end? Yes, they do, is the answer if you were on the medium tyres. If you were on the softs, do they go to the end? Don't know. Maybe Grimy can answer that question in 11 laps time when he's done 21 laps on those tyres. Can the mediums go to the end from after using the softs? No, Joseph will answer that question sometime in the next 11 laps when he either goes to the end, crashes and explodes, or puts in new tyres. Grimy is 11.3 seconds back from Moggy. That's where Moggy comes out of the pits, having taken the lead of this race. He's on the medium tyres, can run quite comfortably to the end of this race on that set of medium compound tyres. He is 10.9 seconds behind Joseph. If Joseph has to stop again, that puts Moggy in a very, very strong position in this race. There is Joseph, winner of race number 1, quite convincingly. Put on some soft tyres for this reverse grid race and absolutely drove like a crazed demon for 8 laps, got himself into the lead of the race and then changed out for these medium tyres. Now got himself up to 3rd as McShmee pits from the lead of this race. But he's going to have to stop again because he's on the medium compound tyres and they can't possibly go 21 laps. Well, maybe they can. Maybe in his hands they can. And Blumchum, who's already not having a good day, has picked up a 3-second penalty. He had a good race number 1 until he spinned, or spun, as the correct English would be. But now not so much. 1.2 seconds back from Mr. J with a penalty to serve to boot. But he has just come out of the pits, so he will, I imagine, take a few places back. There's Joseph making the move on Dunners. Dunners has now done 18 laps on those medium compound tyres. Dunners is good. Look, I'm going to call it the champion is the champion. The reason he's the champion is because he's going to take this to lap 21 and he's going to finish the race on soft compound tyres. And everyone's going to go, what the fuck? And I'm going to be like, what the fuck? And Joseph is going to be like, what the fuck? But then the problem is, of course, that means Joseph, if Dunners can do it, then Joseph can do it. And yeah, so all he's really doing here is he's giving really interesting information to Joseph about the tyres. That information being that you can take those tyres to the end of the race from where you put them on. How competitive it will be at the end, that's another question. But we'll see. So Riley finally finally pits on lap 19, as does Dunners. Just Ryan left to pit for proper. He had to pit for damage, but he's going to have to pit for proper now. So that promotes Joseph to the lead of this race, where he was all those laps ago on lap 8. We're on lap 20 of 29 here at the Bahrain International Circuit for the final round of Season 6 for late night racing. We've already crowned our champion. We've already crowned our constructors champions. But what we haven't done is giving you the final points haul, the final race, and that's what we are doing now. And it is a shame that for the final race of the season that all 20 drivers couldn't turn out. Apart from one who I have spoken to, I know why they were here. And you know who you are, mate. All the best. Yeah, we've had a conversation now, so job done. Anyway, this is difficult, see, because normally I've got 20, 18, 17, 16 drivers to talk about. It's very difficult to find stuff to talk about this many drivers over this many laps. Let's do, so what we've got 8 laps left. Let's do an onboard with the top driver, shall we? So, here we go. Here's an onboard with Joseph. I'm going to bring up, and you won't be able to see it, I don't care, the telemetry. You'll see where he shifts, which will be interesting. I've got the rest of the information. In fact, you know what? Just for shits and giggles, let's give you access to the telemetry there. So you can just see where the gearing is and where, you know, how he goes up through the gears, where he brakes, where he accelerates. It's quite interesting because there's quite a lot of brake and acceleration overlap. It's almost like he's 1 foot doing it, but you can see how he feathers that throttle. Not often is he speeding pit lane for Ryan there. Not often is Joseph kind of, I mean, yeah, obviously when you in areas like this he's flat out, but when he's going through like twisty section, he's really kind of measured as well. And you can see like coming out of the corners how measured he is to get that car lined up before you get on the power. And that's so key. You know, any kind of racing you do, that's the big thing you need to get first. Because if you can race with the minimal amount of traction control, then you can be faster. It's simple as that. Traction control will slow you down. And you know, anyone that drives these cars will tell you this. Very, I can't drive them without some level of traction control. There are guys that race with me in Black Flag that are exceptionally good drivers. I mean, we're talking, you know, not far off World Tour kind of pace drivers, and they need traction control on. There is a league that I have done a couple of streams for on Sundays called the APP F1. They run on Sunday evening, they run a no assist league as Joseph goes into the pits. They run a no assists F1 league on a Sunday, where they drive these cars with no traction control, nothing. And I'll tell you what, they're freaking quick as well. It's phenomenally good stuff. But of course, this Sunday, it is back for your viewing pleasure. The Lithuanian National GR3 Championships are back here live for season 3. We didn't do season 1, but we did do season 2, and we're back for season 3 of the Lithuanian National GR3 Championships live on Black Flag from Sunday this week. And if anybody caught any of last season's, you will know just how phenomenally good this season's going to be. You know, when Digo last season, from the outset, bang, he was out there and he got himself a nice, comfortable lead. Only for Simonas to join late on. I think it was race 4 before Simonas got involved. But Simonas won every single race bar one when he came second to steal the championship on the final race of the season. What a phenomenal performance that was, and it's going to be the same again. And it's a great little, great little competition that, and so some of the best drivers involved in that. And I'm glad to say, I count a few of them among my friends, my Lithuanian friends. I might actually learn to speak a sentence or two for this season. I've actually got a couple lined up that I'm going to try. Anyway, Moggy, there he is in the lead of this race, 5.1 seconds clear. There are 6 laps remaining here at Bahrain. McShmee, if he wants to take the lead here, he's going to have to find more time. He's going to have to clear that 5-second deficit to Moggy. So he needs a second a lap and then some time to overtake. Riley at the moment looking okay in that top three. He's on the soft compound tyres. They are going to be a little bit squirrely towards the end of the stint. But can he close on McShmee? Problem he's got is this guy here. Joseph in behind him. Joseph opted to stop this race. Thing is, Ryan with the fastest lap. Ryan is now in 10th place, 1:31.0. Good solid lap, actually. Now, Joseph has been super quick all day. Super high performance. Was in the lead into the first pit stop, which is around lap 8. Put on the medium compound tyres. Literally just went in, back out. He's on very new soft compound tyres. He's going to go hammer time. Now he's right up behind Riley. I think Riley is going to struggle to keep Joseph at bay. Joseph's just got so much pace in the corners, out the corners, in straight lines, just everywhere. It's just phenomenal. But he's going to come up behind Riley. I think probably, certainly not this lap, it will definitely be next lap. He'll take his position. Depends on his exit here. He's going to have the DRS. Will he be able to get him into turn 1? And look at how much slipstream the DRS gives you. And he just breezes past. And under braking, it's where are you exactly? Oh, you're there. Okay, see you later. So yeah, he's not staying with him. Well, you know, he might stay with him, but he's not stopping him. Now, here's the question. Moggy's going to lead this race. He's 4.7 seconds clear of a very quick McShmee. McShmee is 9.3 seconds clear of a crazy, insanely quick Joseph. I think the only thing that's going to protect McShmee and Moggy from the onslaught of the Joseph charge is going to be time. And I think that's it. Time is the one thing that's going to save their sorry ass out in the lead. So A. Riley in 4th place. There is Grimy. He was error in race number 1. He's now Grimy in race number 2. He's 2.9 seconds back from Riley. He's on the hard tyres. It's going to be a tall order on 16 lap old hard tyres, which he is taking to the end, by the way, to try and close down on 4 lap old soft compounds. He's got Dunners behind him, who's on also 4 lap old soft compounds. That is an overtake waiting to happen right there. I'll be very surprised if your 2-time double world champion does not take Grimy here. And I just want to say something about I was reading an article earlier, obviously with the new Formula 1 season coming in more and more going out of drivers, and I was reading this article about why somebody who gave me said I used to hate myself about this driving the GOAT. There are 10 reasons why I think he's the GOAT. Here's the one reason why he's not the fucking GOAT, because Dunners is more of a fucking GOAT than Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is a lying little fucking prick who's basically had the best equipment given to his entire fucking life and moans about how he's so fucking hard done by. Shut it. You're not the GOAT. The GOAT is a man who gets in a fucking Benetton and the slowest car on the fucking grid, the great at the centre, and wins a fucking championship in it, alright? Suck it up. Anyway, moving on. Mad Max, he's in 7th place. He is 4.4 seconds behind Dunners. He's on the hard tyres. He's not going to do anything there. Wolsey also on the hard tyres, 11 laps old. Maybe close a little bit on Mad Max. Crazy Dave, Nutty Allen. Don't know, if you will, to be fair. Blumchum, he's not had the greatest of races. And I think it all went wrong after, he was doing very well until he had that little spin and dropped down to 6th place in that first race. And he just not really got it dialed in. And I mean, there's a number of reasons for that. It could just purely be him and Moggy have already won that Constructors' Championship. And for them, it's over. I mean, Moggy clearly has other ideas. Moggy wants to finish with a flourish. Kind of, like when you do your gymnastics routine and you're flipping and you land, you go, just hands. That's how Moggy wants to finish this race, as I'm sure Dunners does as well. Dunners already closed that gap to half a second to Grimy, by the way. Ryan, 21 seconds to go on Blumchum. He's on the soft compound tyres. 21 seconds and 3 laps. Can't see it personally. You never know though. Mr. J, he is 1 minute 5 seconds behind Ryan. He is got brand spanking new soft tyres. But whatever happens, Connor is not going to beat him. And the reason Connor's not going to beat him because he didn't finish. And it's just one of those things. It's a bad thing when you're racing. It's a bad thing when you're in bed with your wife. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you've had a big dinner. Sorry about that analogy. So there you go. There's your race leader. He's 4.1 seconds clear now, McShmee. I can't see McShmee catching him, in all honesty. Doesn't look like it anyway. Joseph, yeah, he's got round right. He got into that top 3. He's opened up a 4-second gap. But what he hasn't done, and Dunners has now got Grant, who caught him and got ahead of him. What he hasn't done, though, is close significantly enough on McShmee to convince me that he's finishing anywhere better than 3rd place. Another penalty for Ryan, and he's a do not finish. So he said they handed him a penalty through the across the visor, and he went, you do your penalty, you can stuff it up your arse, and then park his car in the garage. So 2 retirements from this race, which is the final race of the 6th. Gotta stay hydrated. Righty, and yeah, and after my episode of the weekend where I was incredibly ill, boxed the shit out of my liver and kidneys with the meds and so that flush my system through. Although water doesn't really do much for that, but anyway, moving on. Dunners, 5th place. I think that's going to be his best finishing position, but there he is. He's your champion. We're going to do the last lap on board with Dunners. Whoever wins this race, purely because he's the champion, and he fucking deserves it. He's the champion, and I'm the broadcaster and director. So there's nothing you can do about it anyway. Right, so full run through. Moggy in the lead this race, 3.6 seconds clear of McShmee. Let's have a look at not penalties. Position change. And for Moggy to finish in 1st place, 7 places to go. Well, driver of the day he's going to get. Driver of the day is still going to McShmee, of course, for his sportsmanship in race number 1. And I hope everyone who's listening to anyone's going to award that. That's exactly where it should go. But there we go. McShmee in 2nd place. Joseph in 3rd place. Great race from him. If he nicks the place of McShmee, the computer will probably give him driver of the day. They can stuff it up there. Bumhole. Riley, he is in 4th place. And done very well, capitalised on running long in the first stint, of course. Dunners in 5th place, the champion of the world. Grimy, there he is. He's in 6th. He is 6 places gained and doing very well. Bearing in mind he was error just 1 race ago. Crazy Dave. He's in 7th place. He's dropped a place down. He's not going to catch that up now, but he's comfortably in 7th place and 8.7 seconds ahead of the other Alfa Romeo driver. That is Wolsey. Blumchum in the Fezzer. He is coming out the pits. He's going for fastest lap. I think he is. I think he's going for the fastest lap. Clearly, because he's just come out the pits on the soft compound tyres. Very quick before we get to the last lap, I'm going to give you my feelings on this last lap thing. And not necessarily the game's a different thing, but in Formula 1 itself, I have a fundamental problem with being able to go into the pits on, the second to last lap, putting on soft compound tyres and then whacking out the fastest lap and getting a point for it. You've basically been rewarded for that. Now, right, don't get me wrong, if you are in 1st place and you're so far ahead and then you've gone into the pits and you've done that and you stayed in 1st place and you've gone and got the fastest lap, fair enough, right? If you're in 10th, right, and you go in and you put it on, that point is essentially rewarding you for failure. So you're capable of driving quickly, you just haven't, and you're being rewarded for failure. So I think you should only be allowed, and I think anybody can get the fastest lap point from 1st to last, right? The only criteria is you have to finish the race, and you have to have used you have to have got that on a set of tyres you used for a full stint. You can't just go and put some tyres on for the fastest lap. And though, in fact, I think you don't even need to have finished the race. You just need to have done it on a full stint. That's my thoughts, and I'm sticking with it. Right, sorry, I said I'd go on now. on Bobby Douglas for the last lap. So here we go. This is your champion. We're on board with your champion for the rest of this race. And Dunners is 1.3 seconds back from Riley. Is Riley going to do the gentlemanly thing and let the champion? In fact, are Moggy, McShmee, Joseph and Riley going to do the gentlemanly thing and slow the fuck down and let their champion through? And will he do a donut? Yeah, they should let him. They should stop so he can do some donuts. You listening? You guys should stop. Well, you can't. Well, Moggy's already gone through, so Moggy wins this race. McSmee comes second. Joseph will be third. Riley will be fourth. Dunners will be your champion. Go on, do a donut. 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 There we go. John done and dusted. Grimy in sixth. Mad Max will finish in seventh. Or Crazy Dave. Wolsey in eighth place. Blumchump in ninth. Mr. J rounds it out in 10th place. And I'll say it before and I'll say it again. Mr. J is my driver of the season because he's not quick. He's never been in and amongst the big boys. But Joe, he does. He finishes races. And that makes the difference. And that is what stands him aside from everybody else. He finishes races on a regular. I mean, I know other people do too, but they are also quick. There we go. Job done, done and dusted. There is your champion. Right, we are going to get some people involved in some conversations. So we need the top three. It will be Moggy. It will be Joseph. He's not driving the day. McShmee is the driver of the day. And McShmee, we need them into a conversation. And we also need the other Ferrari driver, and we need the champion.
First, use face recognition to unlock the device.
What the hell? That's my phone talking to me then. Very, very weird. Pop the line corner while I sort out interviews. So there we go. That's your final rundown. Moggy, McShmee and Joseph are your top three. A. Riley, done as the champion, is in 5th place. Grimy, Mad Max 6th and 7th. Wolsey in 8th. Blumchum in 9th place. Mr. Jake in 10th. Ryan was did not finish, as was Connor in the Aston Martin. Done and dusted. So we're going to get the top three. We're going to get the Constructors champions and, of course, your world champion. We're going to get them in a room together and have a little chat very, very soon. So give me a sec while I sort that out. Okay, I think I found everybody. So here we are. Top three in the race first. Before we get on to talking to our big group of champions. Joseph, you there, buddy?
Hello, hello. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. You went for the two stopper today. Did you think that was really the fastest approach, or do you think maybe you could have gone for the one stopper and nick the win?
I tried to go fast at first and fast at the last stint, but unfortunately it didn't work. Mogi and Maxime did a very good job on the strategy, and they had the pace to keep the distance. And I was running low on fuel in the last few laps, so I wasn't pushing as hard. And big congrats to the Ferrari boys on clinching the title.
Yeah, no, really good. I mean, I got to say, at the beginning of the race, it was ridiculous. I mean, I was looking at lap two, and you hadn't really made any kind of movement at that stage through the field. And then by lap four, you'd taken like three places. You literally just scythed through it in the first 6 laps. And at that stage, I thought, well, when's this guy going to stop?
I had a decent start. Then it got kind of a bit like I don't know how to explain. The first corner was chaotic, so I had to back off in order to prevent any damage to the car. So I went again the next lap, tried to grab as many points as possible.
Yeah, no, good run. I mean, I did say on the broadcast, I think that, I mean, obviously, our champions here, but I think if you had been in more races this season, I think it would have been a much closer championship because you've been kind of there or thereabouts. I think Dunner's kind of quite happy you went on holiday for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward for next season. This season I had to travel and started a new job, and it was a bit everything was new to me. Hopefully next season I'll be competing for the championship, but I'm not gonna take any credit away from Donners. He did a terrific job, Mogi, everyone from the top three, honestly, and for the Ferrari boys, they were consistent the whole season.
Yeah, absolutely.
So congratulations to them, and yeah, see you next season.
See you next season. So, Shmee,
Hello.
I've got to say, I don't care what the computer said, you're driving a day for me because early on, you caught the back of Ryan. He made a great overtake on you going into turn one. You caught the back of him and then you stopped and let him through, and it actually ruined your race number one, didn't it? But
Yeah,
just just the fact that you were a gentleman for me makes you driver of the day.
well, thanks. That's nice to hear.
You don't see it enough, that's the problem.
No, well, I like to be fair. I don't like normally reporting people or anything like that. And yeah, he went by me, and I made a mistake, rear-ended him, and yes, the right thing to do, really, even though it ruined his race. So
Yeah, I mean, you were quite lucky because although you rear-ended him, you didn't really get any damage, did you? You just you were able to continue. But
yeah, it was just the smallest of taps, really. I did the same to Mogi last week, to be fair. I'm blaming my new rig. I've got a new rig, so.
So basically, you're blaming the equipment for
Yeah,
your own
100%.
consistent failings, yeah?
Yes, yeah, 100%, yeah.
What's your new rig, by the way?
I went for Logitech Pro, so I've never had a load cell before, so I'm trying to get used to a load cell brake.
They're quite something to get used to, aren't they?
Yes, yeah, it feels alien.
Yeah, see, I bought the load cell mod. I've still got the G29, but because I don't race enough to justify forking out for a Fanatec or anything like that, but I did buy the load cell mod for my pedals, and the difference is just crazy. I still don't think I'm faster than I was before, but who knows? I've always been slow. Mogi, what a win that was, mate.
Cheers.
Did you think that was coming today? Well, to be fair, you might have done.
To be fair, when I was behind Dunners and he was on the mediums and I was on the hards and I was sticking to him, I just thought as soon as he pits, I should be away, and then I'll put the mediums on, and yeah, it worked out nicely.
Yeah, no, it was a really good race. I mean, one thing I will say, I mean, I don't know, Blumchum, if you'd kind of resigned yourself to the fact, we've got the constructors, I don't need to try today. Because he just didn't. I don't know what happened. You were both running very similarly, particularly in race one, and then you had that little problem, and you dropped down to 6th. And then since then, you didn't really seem to dial it back in again, Blumchum, did you? So I think Moggy was kind of flying the flag for Ferrari today.
Yeah, one of them sort of consistency issues, to be honest. But it's something I've struggled with all season. Decent qualifying, terrible in the races, can't keep out of trouble. But no, fair credit to Mogi. He's scored most points for us this season, and without him, we wouldn't have done it. So well done. And yeah, we'll hopefully get some more consistency next year.
To be fair, I mean, the consistency wasn't that bad because you won it by some margin. You know, we're not talking like a kind of over the line lastminute.com thing. I mean, it was kind of done and dusted last week, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it's good to get the win. I mean, it would have been nice to get a few more podiums and things like that. I think the majority of it was sort of 4th to 6th place finishes that did the bulk of the points for me, and then Mogi getting his wins. Yeah, no, from a team perspective, great, but from my perspective, just needs to be a bit better, to be honest.
So let's put you on the spot. Best teammate you've ever had?
Because the other teammate I've won constructors with is in here as well. Yeah, sure, why not? To wind him up.
So, moving on. Dunners. How many is that in a row now? 2?
2 now.
Did you genuinely, like, at the beginning of the season, I mean, you obviously come into, you are champion already, so you come in with some confidence, but then you see Joseph's first race, right? Are you thinking, this is not mine this season?
Yeah, if I'm honest, last season I didn't think I was going to win it, but managed to obviously hold on and do it. But yeah, after the first race this season, I think I was about 5th or 6th. So yeah, I wasn't overly confident after the first couple of races, but managed to keep consistency through the season and keep up there. So
is that what you think? You think the big thing is? It's not necessarily pace; it's consistency.
Yeah, I think so. I think I've only won out of the 12 weeks, only won about 3 races out of the 24. So yeah, I think it's more consistency than necessarily winning.
Do you know what my favourite race of yours was? So it was a wet race. I can't remember where it was, and everyone else. I think was it a Spa when you went?
Spa.
Yeah, and
right.
Everyone stayed on the wet tyres, and you went on the softs. And I said on the broadcast, right? I said he's fucking mental. I said, what the fuck is he thinking? This is going to go horribly, horribly wrong. And then next thing you know, it was just like spot after spot after spot after spot after spot. And I think you won it because I can't remember who was in front of you, but they had a penalty, and all you had to do was get within that window, and then you sat within that window, let them serve the penalty, and took the win.
Yeah, I think at the time the safety car came out, I think I was P8 and there was only about 11 of us, so I had a lot more to gain than lose by trying it. So it was worth the call. And I think a couple of races on from that as well, I tried it as well, and it worked out fairly well then as well.
Yeah, so you seem to be the weather whisperer.
I don't know. I think just take a risk, and it seemed to pay off. But maybe another day it wouldn't have done.
So 3 in a row next season then?
I don't think so, but we'll give it a go.
You never know. Listen, it's been phenomenal. To be fair, I've really, really enjoyed it. It's been one of my favourite streams to do, and as you know, I do quite a lot now. But it's fucking brilliant because every week there's always something going on, and the one thing I do like is it's not. I mean, we know apart from Joseph, when Joseph's on holiday, it's not a one-man show.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have got the ability to win it. Obviously, it's just, like we say, down to consistency, and if you can keep it consistent, then a lot of people were up for the wins, really. So
yeah. Thank you very much, guys. Listen, it's been brilliant. If you jump on the stroke, I'll give you 30 seconds to jump on. I've done your little video to celebrate your. It's nothing. I'm building it up far too much. It's nothing spectacular, but it's a little video just highlighting your win. So thank you very much, guys, and we'll catch up soon.
Thank you.
But in very quickly as well, just wanted to say
go on.
Thank you very much for the streaming all this season from behalf of all the admin. It's been fantastic, and love to keep it going, and hopefully we can get some good numbers for next year as well.
No, absolutely. Do you know what I did make a mention to on the broadcast, to be fair, is that I was only doing GT7 stuff. I did a few bits for Assetto Corsa, and then this game came out, and I said to the missus, I said, look, I want to do some broadcasting on another game. She was like, but you literally don't play any other fucking games. Why are you spending £60 on a fucking computer game when you don't even play the fucking ones you got? I said, look, can I get it? She's like, all right, fuck it, just get the game and da-da-da. And then to give us some money to go bingo or something stupid. And then I got it, and then I didn't have it long, and I changed my profile on Grid Finder. I remember Aaron contacted me through Facebook and said, "You want to do it?" So you guys were the first F1 streams I did, and it's off the back of you guys that I now do fucking 8 a week or whatever it is for different F1 groups. Because if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing that now. So thank you guys as well.
No problem, man. No problem. We love it. So yeah, keep it going, and yeah, hopefully, as I say, next season be even better.
Absolutely wicked. Thank you guys.
Yeah, it was
Cheers.
nice having you, Urban.
So there we go. They were your winners today, and obviously your champion Dunners, and your constructors champions Mogi and Blumchum. Let's just see it out with one final video for the masses. So thank you very much for everything this season. Thank you very much for those of you that follow me, that watch me, that have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed already and you like what you see, click on that subscribe button, click the like button, share it to your friends. We'll be back very soon, I'm sure, for season 7. Thank you very much. But congratulations to your champion, Dunners.